everyone. So welcome to our third and final part of our interview with Polly. You've seen her throughout the whole season and you know that she wears her heart on her sleeve, and she has delivered so much tea in the first two parts. If you haven't seen them, go and watch them. But we now get to ask her some questions post final vows. Let's see what she says. Okay, so we're not going to get to Adam and relationship stuff just yet. We're going to talk wedding dresses because this is how you and I first met.
Yeah.
Polly came in last December to do her introduction shots and was filming in some wedding dresses. You were meant to come to us for an appointment. Okay, I got some beef with you because you never even made it to that appointment.
I know.
Polly found a dress literally the day before she was due into us in another shop. A follower, Katrin, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, asked, is the dress that you had on in Mafs for your wedding the type of dress that you'd always dreamt of wearing to your wedding?
No, because of the fact that in my head I knew it wasn't my actual, real, legal wedding. So I didn't want to kind of take away, even if we was to do it again, I still didn't want to take away my wedding day of what I'd planned, the decor, the dress. I still wanted to have that because people do it again because of people know that it's not legal. So I knew that I wanted almost the complete opposite of what I would choose for my actual wedding.
Okay.
But the dress that I wore was stunning. Like,
and you
I
looked amazing in it.
Thank you. I absolutely loved it. But I do still think that I would go for something completely different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'd go for something completely different.
The dress was one of the few fitted dresses actually on the season. And actually for a fitted dress, it's probably sums up every trend that we get asked for at the moment. The off the shoulders, the lace, the sparkle. It had everything, didn't it?
Yeah.
So why did you say yes to that dress?
Because it was very flattering for my figure. I was a bigger, curvier girl. I had very broad shoulders. I liked my collarbones and I liked my bum and my waist.
Okay.
And that just accentuated everything. It made my shoulders smaller. It accentuated my collarbones. It was gorgeous and very flattering at the back. And it had a gorgeous train and it was just off the shoulder. And I'm very conscious about my arms. I'm very self-conscious about my arms. And I didn't want straps or spaghetti straps. And I didn't want like a thicker kind of over the shoulder. And I really liked having something that was that style.
Yeah.
And I liked the embroidery on it of the flowers and things like that. And yeah, it was lovely. But I do really think that I would go for something completely different when I do it again.
When it was your wedding and leading up to your wedding, did you get any say in what suit Adam wore or what the colour scheme was or any of the styling? Because all the weddings were completely different.
So because I was away, I was still in Australia when we was going through this process. So I actually got sent almost like a document of 6 different colour flowers, 6 different colour rings, 6 different colour decor, 6 different colour table settings. And I had to pick 3 out of each 6. And then I didn't find out what theme it was going to be until the day.
Wow.
I didn't have any say over what I want his suit to be.
Wow.
Luckily, it was actually really nice. And I really, really liked it, actually. So he done very well on that. But yeah, I didn't find out any colour scheme until I saw my bouquet of flowers. And obviously didn't see any of the hall until we got down. I didn't see any of the decor, like walking down the aisle. Didn't see any of it.
Because actually, when you look at his suit, your dress, and all of the theming, it looked like it had been done by a wedding planner.
Yeah.
And the wedding that really sticks out in my mind was Kieran and
I know,
Christina's.
the colours. Yeah.
Because of the colours and their vibrant personalities. Unreal. They actually got it spot on.
Oh my God, yeah. It was one of the best weddings.
I felt like Christina had planned that herself.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like she genuinely did. Like, I want to say to her, how did you have so much input?
Yeah.
But I feel like they just get who you are as a person.
Okay.
And I think they get a vibe from people. But oh my God, they had probably the best wedding just because of who they are as people. Yeah. But they couldn't have got it more spot on with Kieran and Christina's wedding day. Like, it was unreal. Even the big sign at the back, the big neon sign. And I was like, what? We didn't get any of that. Me and Adam feel like we shut out big time. We didn't get a cake. We didn't get a first dance. We got nothing. They showed hardly anything from our wedding because it was obviously you have to kind of judge how the day is going to go based off of what the first initial vibe is. So we didn't get any of that because it was just a very tense day.
I suppose as well, in the edit, a lot of it was spent with you and Alfie, your friend.
Yeah.
It wasn't actually spent looking at you and Adam together.
Yeah.
It was you and Alfie and him talking to Alfie.
Yeah.
And
whereas if we met and he turned around and was absolutely gobsmacked and was sitting with each other and flirting and whatever, we would have got the nice fire pit outside and we would have got the nice slow dance. We got nothing. I come back in from a conversation with my dad and my song was on and I was like, oh, are we supposed to be dancing? And they was like, my mum was like, no, we're saying bye. And I was like, what? We didn't get anything.
Wow.
Didn't get anything. Whereas I feel like if his reaction was different and we got on, I mean, we did get on obviously on the day, but I feel like if his reaction was different, I genuinely feel like they would have had to have changed the whole day because they don't know what's going to happen throughout the day. They have to do it almost minute by minute.
Okay.
Because if it did, and if it was different for us, we probably would have got a dance. We probably would have got something cute outside. Yeah. But because that obviously wasn't
Kissing
how the day, because that wasn't how the day was, they were like, nah, not going to do that. It would have been weird. It would have been weird.
Oh yeah.
But I am just gutted that we didn't get any of that. But it would have been weird.
Okay. So we now know that you made it to final vows, and we know the outcome. But for those that haven't seen it, Polly, what happened at final vows?
So final vows was bittersweet because I feel like we knew going into it that it was done. And I think we knew that from how we left the week before, which we did have a big conversation about. There were things that I'd done or how I was that he couldn't see past or get over, vice versa. And there was a lot of animosity and built up anger because of our communication styles, that we just kind of went into it knowing that it wasn't going to go anywhere. And it was upsetting because it was just like, it could have been so different. Yeah. It could have been so different. But I feel like we both knew that it was the better decision. I don't think any of us wanted to, but I think, So
no surprises from either side. You both kind of anticipated.
Yeah, absolutely. You were gonna walk away. Yeah, absolutely. We knew. I would have been absolutely shocked if he said in his final vows that he wanted to give it a good go, because I would have bought him a medal. I would have been like, are you sure? Do you know what I mean? Like, but
I get out of jail free.
Yeah, like I'd go now, mate. But like, you've done your time. You've had 3 months. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I would have been so surprised. But yeah, going in, I think we both knew.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely both knew. And I think when you know that person as much as we did, you don't even have to ask because you just know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You do just know, and we knew.
Do you think that's the same for all the couples? Do you think they were all in that position of, I can predict what the other one's going to say?
I'd say so, yeah. With the couples that got to the end, I would say so. But obviously there was one that the other one caught slightly off guard. And I don't think any of us were expecting that, to be honest. But yeah, I do definitely think you would have known. Yeah, definitely would have known, just because of obviously what happens the week before you go home for deliberations.
Yeah.
You know how it's been left. If it got left maybe a little bit better, then it would have been a bit harder for me to be like, do I, don't I?
Yeah.
But I think by the time that it comes to coming home, you know what it's going to be.
Okay. So Polly completely redeemed herself with us, because when it came to final vows, she came back for her dress here. So you have now shopped for 2 dresses.
Yes.
2 different shops, completely different dresses as well. How did you find the whole experience of wedding dress shopping? Have you got any tips that you can give our brides?
I would say tips: look at what would suit your figure and look at what would flatter you, because I think the mistake that I made when I was shopping was trying stuff on that looked good on other models and not what suited my body. Like, I was trying fishtails on and it was like, this just doesn't suit it. I just look very boxy.
Yeah.
Like, but try on every style, but definitely try and stick with what flatters you the most in certain areas, because I think you will definitely find out when you are wedding dress shopping what areas flatter you the most.
You learn a lot about your body, don't you?
Oh my God, yeah, massively. You learn the bits that you like, you learn the bits that you don't like. You want bits out, bits that you want covered, the accessories that you can have to go with it, hair pieces that you don't think about. It's like a massive mood board, but on your body.
Yeah.
And it's so good to be able to have as many styles to be able to really find something that is so you, instead of something so generic that's on someone that's a size 10 that doesn't suit everybody. And I think there is definitely a wedding dress out there for everyone, because there's such a range of styles, sizes, like accessories and stuff. And I just think, there is definitely something for everyone, but I think it's so good to find how you want to see your body as well, because even after my wedding dress shopping, I was buying different clothes because I was knowing what kind of fit I needed, what kind of top suited me, because I am quite broad, so I didn't need t-shirts, I needed vests with a jacket. Do you know what I mean? So it's actually quite good to take away after as well with what you know about your body clothing wise.
We get so many women coming in dreading the experience, so anxious about the experience, because they either think nothing's going to suit them, they're not going to find the one for them, they're almost preempting a very stressful time. Doesn't necessarily need to be stressful.
No, not at all.
When you were shopping, I know for the second dress you kind of just came back here, but when you were planning the first dress, how many shops did you book?
I booked 3, because obviously you were my third, so I went to one the day before and then one the day after, and then I think my appointments were only the bog standard hour and a half, and it was on the second one that I found it. But it would have been 3, because obviously we had such a short space of time, but it would have only been 3. It would have only been 3,
which
and I think
we actually say is the perfect number for brides.
I was just going to say as well, you've just read my mind in respects of don't overbook. Like, do not go wild. I would recommend, if anything, do 2, don't like it, do another 2, but don't go mad, because then you get overwhelmed and you think, I've tried so many on, now I need to go back and try them on again, and it's too much. That is what then makes it become stressful. But doesn't need to be loads.
And just, I'm here as a bridal shop owner in Maidstone. Polly is a local girl, which is why she came to the Maidstone shops. I'm not just saying it. Maidstone is one of the best places to go for wedding dress shopping, because we do have a range of shops, and we do genuinely all try to be different. We don't like copying our competitors here. So for those people that are thinking, I've really got to get kick-started on my wedding dress shopping, where do I start? Maidstone's not a bad place. Yeah,
come to Maidstone. There's loads. Honestly, there are loads, even around the area. But Maidstone in itself, I knew that I didn't have to go anywhere else, because of the fact that there's 5 or 6 here. So that takes the stress out of it as well, instead of going to Sevenoaks, Maidstone, Hall Inn, wherever. Try and stick to one area.
So going back to you and Adam then, do you still keep in touch with Adam?
We do, yes.
Okay, and is it on good terms? Are you friendly?
Yeah, we are very friendly.
Friends?
I mean, yes and no. We talk, but we're not friends that we speak daily, but we know that we will always be in each other's lives. It was a huge part of our lives that we had with each other, and I never want him to not be in my life. But I know that I can talk to him as and when, and we do speak on and off. But we are friends. But
he must be someone now, one of a few people that have seen you from every angle, where you live with someone and you've gone through this experience, which must be so different to normal life. It must be something that you will treasure together, and hopefully he feels the same, in that you've got each other's back.
100%. And this is why I didn't want it to end any other way. I never wanted to come out of this and never speaking to him again, or in years to come saying, look at what I've done, and I still speak to him. Like, it's nice, because that is a once in a lifetime thing that so few people get to do, compared to the amount of people that have done it. But they are still such a few amount of people that can have that experience in common, that I'm just really grateful for. And I am really grateful for him, because like you said, he has seen me in every angle, good and bad. So to know that we are still how we are, I can't want anymore.
Again, I imagine that's not the same for all the couples. There must be, I know there's a few that have already come out and said, we've cut all ties and things like that. So it's not the best case scenario, because you're not in love and you're not together, but actually it's not a bad place.
But it's the best place we could be in for the circumstances, and with how it ended, and especially the reunion episode. Jesus Christ, I was surprised that he ever wanted to speak to me again. So thank you. But yeah,
Okay,
like
can't wait to see that one.
the fact that we are still talking
Okay.
after that says a lot about him, and I do have the most respect for him as a person. And yeah, I just hope that he's someone that's always there.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
So I think I already know the answer to this one then. But if you did the same experience again, say you got invited back onto Mafs, would you ask for that same man? Would you hope that another Adam that actually didn't want the petite brunette was waiting for you? Or would you ask for someone completely different?
I wouldn't ask for someone completely different. I think I would still ask for the same. I think I was just asking the wrong person. You can't ask too much from the wrong person, or from the right person, sorry. Yeah, you can't ask too much from the right person. And I just feel like I was expecting too much from Adam, and that's my own fault, because I do need to learn, again, to lower my expectations, because not everyone's been brought up the same as me. Not everyone's got the same outlook on relationships as me. And I feel like I definitely did sabotage it in certain ways. That I was aware of at the time, just to see what I could get away with and what I couldn't, to see what he'd kind of stick around for.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Can you give me an example?
Just testing his patience. Like, I would not purposely try to piss him off, but I would just see if I could get away with certain stuff, to see if that would be like, no, that's not going to bode well here. And fuck me, he did pull through. He was like, no, you're not talking to me like that, or I don't like it when you say that, or this isn't how that's going to go. And I was like, okay. Do you know what I mean? So I did try stuff to see if I could get away with it, and obviously I didn't. but
I think you need that in a man.
Yeah, no, exactly.
If you've
and
got
that's
someone
why,
that you're going to walk all over, then pop over.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I thought, let me see what I can and can't get away with. But yeah, I think you can never ask the right person for too much. I just think I was asking the wrong person. And he is the right person for someone. But unfortunately, it's just not me. But I'm so grateful that he took me for who I was and had the patience with me for that amount of time. Because he didn't have to. Do you know what I mean? He didn't have to. He had ample opportunities where he could have said leave, even after stick or twist. It wouldn't have surprised me if he had a conversation with me after and said, that's really hurt me, but I'm done. I'd be like, do you know what? I get it. And he didn't. So I obviously wasn't that bad. I obviously wasn't that bad.
Okay, so moving on from Adam, you've spoken a lot about how much time you spent with the cast. Which members of this year's cast are going to be your lifelong friends?
All of the girls. All of the girls.
Hannah?
I was just going to say minus a few. Yeah, all of the girls. I think Eve has kind of distanced herself, but I still speak to Eve on and off, like not a lot, but we still check in with each other. Hannah, no, if I see her, obviously it's just going to be a case of being polite, saying hello. Like, I'm never going to be horrible to someone for no reason. But I can't imagine.
I imagine with someone like Rochelle as well, where she's a little bit older, she's probably not wanting to sort of do the girly nights and all that sort of stuff.
We're like her daughters. Do you know what I mean? Like, some of the stuff we said and done, that she was just like, girls, come on. Do you know what I mean? But she loves us. She loves all of us. And we still speak to Rochelle. And yeah, I mean, all of us, we're in a big group chat with all of us, obviously, bar Hannah and Eve. And then we've got the big group chat, obviously, with all of us, obviously, bar a few people. But yeah, we still speak. I definitely think we got so lucky. If anything, we got so lucky with genuinely finding soulmates in people this year. And although it wasn't romantic love, it was definitely platonic, because even on the hen do, me and all of the girls were like, I don't know about you, but I just feel like I'm on a bottomless brunch with my mates. Like, it did not feel like we were talking to people that we just met. Yeah,
when you came in December, I know that you were nervous about the hen night. You were almost as nervous about that as the wedding, because you just wanted a good group of girls.
Yeah, but no, we got really, really lucky. Really, really lucky. And I feel like it would have been completely different if even one person was different. And I just think, we've got such a good bond. And I think they actually done really well with the cast this year, because of the fact that we are all still how we are, no matter how it ended, that we are all still how we are. And we
maybe not so much with the couples, but got a lot of friendships out of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just going to fire a few names at you right now. And I just want the first word that pops into your head. Now, bearing in mind that you have said that you need to think about what you're going to say a little bit, I appreciate it.
This could be a test, guys.
Some are good, some are thrown in for obvious reasons. So let's start off with Kieran.
Oh, love. Just funny. Just so scatty. Just so scatty. He's honestly one of the most funniest people that I've ever met. And he's so wholesome and loving and just...
Yeah.
I mean, he was a clown. Who the hell do you meet that was a clown in an actual circus?
Yeah. He's just...
like,
I just can't wait to hear about his happy ending.
Yeah.
Because he so deserves it.
No, he does.
And he does. And I know I feel like Christina's feelings towards him are completely genuine. But he does deserve that woman that is just all about him and obsessed with him and just, he's such a cutie.
I love him.
Okay, Eve.
Controversial.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say.
Because you were really close to Eve when she was in the experiment.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time with her.
Yeah.
And then obviously her and Charlie just did not work out. I think they were the worst match out of the whole season, actually. They were not meant to be together.
And they could have done so well. They could have done so well, but I don't know how it was so wrong. Like, it was so wrong to the point where it was like, oh my God, this is actually dangerous.
Yes.
Like, yes. And it was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I just think Eve definitely made me realise, as much as I love her, and I know she's not going to care about me saying this, but she definitely made me think about who I trusted a lot more. And again, lessons were learned in respects of not just getting one side of the story just because they're your friend.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love her. I think she does also deserve the absolute world, but there are certain things that a lot of people need to work on individually that I know she is. And I know she's very happy now. She's in another relationship.
Good.
And I hope that's all going well. But yeah, she's crazy.
I also think she's the prime example of this season's cast of someone that shouldn't have gone on that show. It was not the right environment for her.
It was too exposed.
And
it
too
was
pressured as well. Like I think, she was thrown into a really intense situation where she had to open up more than she was ready for.
Yeah.
And it just ended badly for her,
100%. Yeah.
Alex.
Oh.
I mean, the faces are all right. Like,
it's just, he's just not a nice person. And I don't care for saying that because I know what he's like. I know what he's like to other people.
Because you were close during the experiment.
Yeah.
It seemed
we were
like,
really close.
On some episodes, it seemed like it was you and Adam and Holly and Alex. It was like a little foursome.
Yeah, we were always opposite each other at dinner parties. He was always in our apartment. He was always at the gym with Adam. Like, he used to call me his sister. We used to argue like brother and sister. And this is what Adam said at that dinner party. Like, I know how close you are and it's such a shame. And I just think with how he's handled stuff since we finished filming and how he's been calling us out on social media, like me and all the cast, there's a reason why no one speaks to him anymore.
Yeah, okay.
So
you almost feel bad for Holly.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Even more so than I did when we were in there, just because of what she was dealing with behind closed doors.
So you did feel sorry, like you could see that there were alarm bells ringing during the process.
Oh my God, yeah. The amount of conversations that we had, again, on and off camera that haven't been shown for particular reasons because of the welfare of people. Like, it was, it wasn't good.
Okay, so on the same line of inquiry, Ryan.
Weird.
It just didn't feel like that got resolved on camera. So we're all like, every fan of that show is still thinking, what happened? Because they seemed like they were getting on.
But again, I think it's just behind closed doors. It's behind. I mean, we all know what happened, but that's not something that I can divulge. But there was a lot more. But again, even watching it back, their stories were so different, and it was like, well, that's not what he's saying, and that's not what you're saying. Like, he's saying this about shoelaces, and you're saying this because he said that he lied about everything about how he felt.
Yeah.
But we obviously know the truth. But yeah, again, there's a lot that isn't shown to protect people in many different ways. Okay. Many different ways, whether that's mental health or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, how they went about it was just strange, but never really saw him, to be honest.
I think it's important that people sat at home realise that as well, that we might not see everything and it might not just be because it didn't make it to the final cut. It might be for a valid reason that actually it's not in our best interest to see it. It's not in that person's best interest to have it shown.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Stephen.
Twist.
Okay, so you've already said in part 2 that you do not fancy Stephen.
No. We had so much in common. So that first dinner party, we were actually sitting next to each other, and he come in and we were sitting talking to each other, obviously at the mixer, and then we both got on topic of Australia. He was in Australia playing rugby. He was there during COVID. He stayed where my uncle lived. We had so much in common.
Okay.
That's where it come from. Like, I had such a good, and still speak to him daily.
Yeah.
Had such a good friendship with him because we had so much in common. It wasn't like me and Adam didn't have much in common. We did.
Yeah.
It was just nice having that from another man.
Yeah.
Like, because although we've got a lot in common with the other boys, you never really have a conversation like me and Stephen did, because it felt like I was having a conversation with a mate that I've known for 15 years.
And again, it's a running theme in this interview. We didn't see it.
Yeah.
So when you said Stephen, it sounded so random.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people were like, oh, she's obviously just doing that to spite Hannah. And it was like, no, it wasn't. It was because he was actually also in our apartments nearly every day, because he wasn't with Hannah. Yeah. So that 10 days that they were there, he was with me and Adam. Yeah. I said, I feel like we've got a child, because that is what it was like. I was like, are you coming out with mum and dad today? And he was like, yeah, I might as well. Do you know what I mean? He was the third wheel to our relationship. Wow. And I love him. Yeah. I really, really do. But it was genuinely because we got along so well and we just gelled. He was just like one of the girls for me. Yeah. Because we just got along so well, so quickly. Yeah. That it was not to spite Hannah. It was genuinely for my own reasons. And I wish I could do a lie detector test sometimes, honestly, just to be like, but yeah. It was, and it's annoying that wasn't shown, because we had such a good chat as well, because some of that involved some stuff about the honeymoon that, again,
well, I think as well, like, sometimes as a viewer we are missing the context. It would have been nice just to have even had 10 seconds, you know, just so it wasn't so much of a shock. But hey, maybe that's why they did it.
About that. I didn't actually even think about the fact that you didn't actually see anything of me and Stephen, and then I just come out of it and everyone was like, where the hell has that come from?
It was so random.
Yeah, but to me it wasn't. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't, and it wouldn't have been to someone else. It was just the fact that obviously I said twist and I should have said stick.
Okay, just because his fellow Maidstone boy, Luke,
my little entertainer, love him. He's so funny.
He's hilarious.
He's so funny. And I just think, again, we didn't know that we actually knew each other because we worked for the same entertainment company years ago. Right. And it wasn't until we had a conversation about that at a dinner party, or maybe in one of our apartments actually, that we were talking about different jobs that we'd done and who we'd worked for. And then it was like, oh, I've worked for her. She done this event. And he was like, I done that event too. Well, obviously at the time it was like passing ships. So at the time we didn't know who each other were. And then we figured out, like, we worked out that we actually worked together on about 4 or 5 different jobs. Yeah. Just years ago.
So there are people that are saying that it's a bit of an act, and he says these things just to be funny. Is it natural?
No.
Is it just him being a poet?
No, he's definitely, I mean, he said multiple times that he just wants to be remembered for his one-liners and his way of explaining things.
He will be, that and his muscles.
Oh, I know, he's hench. But, yeah, he didn't speak like that all the time. Okay. He didn't speak like that all the time, but you got to do what you got to do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, and he done exactly that. It was funny.
Okay. Here's one, and I've thrown this in because of a comment that you made on a little chat that we had a few months ago. Mm-hmm. Ross.
Yes. Sweetheart.
Okay.
Absolute sweetheart. But again, there's been things that have happened since filming that you've just seen a completely different side to someone. And we didn't see how he is now when we were filming. I don't know, it's hard to say. I was going to say I still think he's a lovely person, but again, just because of my loyalties with Sasha, I don't think he's a very nice person. Okay. And I think that's okay to say, because that's not going to be a shock to anyone that's seen, obviously, what's on social media at the moment. But it's just a shame because of how he was compared to what's happened and how he is and how he's treated people since leaving, that you just think, oh, why? Like, it's such a shame.
It seems like he's distanced himself a little bit from the group.
Yeah, he has. But again, for reasons, very good reasons. And if I was him, I'd move a lot closer away or a lot further away. But yeah,
this is going to go out before the reunion episode. So is it true that he didn't go to the reunion? I've heard that he refused to film.
He did go to the reunion. He went to the first one. So the second one that we're doing, which is in a couple of weeks, he's not going to.
Right, okay.
He hasn't spoke to any of the boys. Well, he hasn't spoke to anyone.
Okay.
But I'll tell you about that.
Okay.
But fair enough. He's not going to the Christmas one. But he did go to, obviously, the one after, because him and Sasha were still together.
Okay. So you have finished filming for 5-6 months now?
6 or 7 months now. Yeah,
Okay, so a long
the reunion
time.
was in April, yeah.
So, and I think you've hinted on this as we've gone through, but what are your personal takeaways? What are you going to learn from this experience that you can then put into everyday life?
I just think being a lot more patient, taking the time before I react to a situation, thinking about what I want the outcome of a situation to be, and just to always listen to two sides of a story.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
I think I don't care if I don't even know you and I've never spoke to you before. I am getting your side of the story before I come down on you like a brick shit house. But I think it needs to just slow down just with everything.
Yeah.
Just slow down, chill out, and just, if it doesn't concern me or if it doesn't involve me or if it's disrupting my peace, just not get involved.
Oh, do you know what? There's so much drama in the world, and I have this conversation with friends and with people in here. Just let it go by. If it don't involve you,
exactly,
leave them to it.
But this is the other thing that people don't realise, is that when you're in that environment and you've got nothing else to do but talk about each other, it's so hard not to get involved in each other's business. And everyone's like, oh, there she goes, putting her nose in again. And it's like, we've got nothing else to do. We've got nothing else to do. What do you want us to do? Sit around and do crochet?
And it sounds like, you know, you've said it, your biggest takeaway is friendship.
Oh yeah, massively.
You've got so many friends that you now deeply care about.
100%. And I'm grateful for all of them, because again, they are the only ones around me that know what that was like. And I feel like it's so important to keep them there for a very long time, because you're never ever going to have that experience again with the same people. And I think it's all well and good talking to your friends and family about it, but they just don't get it. You don't get it because you weren't there. It was completely unreal. It was completely unreal, and you just cannot talk about it as much as you would your friends and family. But with them.
Can you believe that you got to do it?
No, honestly, it's mental. I never ever. I mean, I knew that I would do something somehow along the lines, but I never thought it would have been what it was. Never ever thought it would have been what it was. But I'm so grateful, and I'm so glad I did. So glad I did. And I wouldn't have changed it for the world. Because of the fact that it's made me how and who I am now. And it was a huge learning curve. So no regrets. No regrets, just learning curves and improving and just going about things a different way.
Finding love.
I'm finding love. Wherever you are, come and find me. I'm in Maidstone.
Available. So one final question then, Polly. What is next for you?
Hopefully staying in the industry now. Foot's well in the door. I'd love to do more reality TV. I'd love to do a bit of hosting and presenting.
Okay.
I want, hopefully, to get some kind of travel niche around me, because obviously, as you know, I love traveling. I come home from traveling to do it, so I definitely.
Are you going to go back to Australia?
I am going back. I'm going back Christmas and New Year's, and then hopefully early next year for another good chunk of time. But I kind of want my brand to be travel based. Like, I don't just want to be another beauty influencer, as good as that is, and as great as that is for some people. But that's just not who I am. And I mean, I'm not going to say no to a free pair of straighteners, do you know what I mean? But that's not what I want to do. Like, that's not what I want to do. I want to be able to travel and explore places. And
so would you do another reality show if it got offered?
100%.
Would you do another love-based one? Would you still use it as an opportunity to find love?
Absolutely, because I think the tools and the kind of the research that they do behind it, I think is still going to be better than an app. Do you know what I mean? So I would definitely do something for love again, because I think leave it in their hands. Let's see what they've got for me this time.
And when your time comes and the real wedding happens, we fully expect to see you back here for your
it will be here,
dress.
it will be here. I just think how heartbroken I was trying on those dresses for final vows, and I was like, should have come in, because that dress that I tried on, the one that I said reminded me of the Parent Trap with the slit in the leg, and I was like, this would have been it. This would have been it. So this is where I'm going to come back to. I'm held to that.
She really is.
I am.
Oh, Polly, I've loved chatting to you. It's been so nice to see you as well, because when we first met her, I will admit, Jenna and I thought, oh God, I hope it works out for her. You've come through it now, and you're still smiling, and you're still in one piece, and those trolls can back off. Okay, just back off. Because she's got a good heart, guys. That's what you need to see.
Person. I just think, if you haven't, this is for everyone. If you haven't spoke to someone for more than 5 minutes, or you don't know them, or you don't speak to them daily, please think twice about what you're putting on social media, because as much as I don't care and as much as I'm thick-skinned, a lot of people aren't like that, and it's really, really detrimental. And it's all this be kind and the Caroline Flack movement and the Liam Payne movement, and it's just think about what you're putting on social media, please. Please, please, please.
Important message.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're going to say goodbye. So thank you for watching. If you don't already, give Polly a follow, give us a follow. And Polly, we can't wait to see you back when it really is your time to get married.
Hopefully soon. Time's getting on a bit now. Bye, guys.
Bye.